Good afternoon and welcome to Minerva Middle School, where we have Carl Michael Field, home of the Minerva Lions. Today, hopefully weather permitting, we will have Alliance and Minerva baseball. The original start time of 5 p.m. has gone by. Obviously, we are not underway. Kind of looking at the field, we'll move around the PTZ. You see out in left field, you see some darkness, but you see that split where the light is starting to come in. We are hoping that becomes more prominent. Behind us in the press box, it is getting bright out. The last sign of thunder or lightning was 5 p.m. With that being said, the start time should be around 5:30. In talking to both coaches and the athletic directing staff of both sides, they hope to get this game in starting at 5:30. Obviously, Alliance has had an unfortunate record this year of starting games that they did not conclude. Two of them, in fact. One, they ended up finishing in the Carrollton game, which they lost 8-7, and then the St. V's game from April 7th has been abandoned, and as of right now, there is no plan to make up the rest of that contest. We're just waiting this one out as of right now. We wanted to go live just to let you all know what is going on. We plan to have a game. Hang tight. It might be a long night in Minerva, but hopefully, assuming the weather holds off, we should have a great baseball game between two teams hungry for a big EBC win. Do not go anywhere. This is hopefully OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. We will see you guys in a little bit. Hopefully, I will be back on in the next couple of minutes with a more positive update. I should be coming on every 5-10 minutes to explain the situation, and then once the game's underway, self-explanatory from there. Update number 2 of the rain delay. As of 5:13 p.m., we do have some action on the field. Alliance on your screen is warming up, and off to our right, Minerva is beginning to throw as well. We will still have more updates as this situation progresses. hopefully we are about 15 minutes away from some OHSAA baseball on SmeeSports. Hang tight with us. We will be back on in a few minutes with our next update. Update number 3 of our rain delay here at Minerva. According to the coaching staff of Minerva, 5:30 is our new start time. That is what we should expect. So based on our count, that is 12 minutes away. barring any other setbacks, we will have some baseball going on. A lot of cancellations in the area. Fingers crossed, knocking on wood. I don't even know what else you can use. I know for snow days you flushed ice cubes down the toilet, so do whatever the opposite of that is to hope that this game actually gets in. But assuming everything goes right, in 10 minutes, we will have Alliance and Minerva Baseball on SmeeSports. Thank you all for hanging tight with us, and we will be back on in a few minutes for the SmeeSports pregame show. An old saying goes, good things come to those who wait. As of right now, that appears to be the case for Minerva and Alliance Baseball. After braving storms for just over an hour's time, we are all but ready to go here in Minerva. It is the Lions and the Aviators up next on SmeeSports.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation, we will see you on Saturday afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Back into left field, say goodnight to that baseball.
And there's another one, it's back to back Jacks for KSU Tuscarawas. Needs a point, and it's alive. Hanson pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
It's a rainy one in Minerva, Ohio, as today we have OHSAA baseball between Minerva and the Alliance Aviators live at Carl Michael Field on the campus of Minerva's middle school. Good evening, everybody. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you live from Minerva on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. It has been a long process to get to this game. Around 4 p.m., the rain started to come down. The storms quickly followed, but now, finally, after a long period of waiting things out, we are about ready to get underway in this EBC game. A very big EBC game at that. Alliance coming in 4-2 in conference play this year. This is a must-win game for them. And going a bit further, a must-win series. They have to sweep the Lions, otherwise their chances of going and winning the EBC for a third consecutive season go down to about nothing. Looking at the rest of the conference, it is Carrollton and Marlington both sitting with 5-1 records leading the way. But given the rain over in Carrollton, I do not believe the Warriors are going to play today, nor Marlington. I don't know where Marlington was supposed to play today. Looking at the conference, it could have been a battle with Salem. Either Salem or there's really nobody else they could have played. I think they were supposed to play Salem, and that would have made it Carrollton West Branch. I could be wrong, but either way, given the one-game deficit, you don't own the tiebreaker against Carrollton. And Marlington and Alliance closing out the EBC season playing against each other. That could be a common case of 2 and 3, knock each other out of the running for Carrollton to win. So winning today is really paramount for the Aviators. As for Minerva, 2 and 4 on the year, 0-10 last year in EBC play. They have done tremendous this campaign to rebound. It's a young group, but a group that is quickly becoming seasoned. Looking back at last year once more, 3-19 their record, but a 1-0 loss to Carrollton in the playoffs. That was a good sign of things to come for this upcoming year if you are a fan of Minerva. And their record speaks for itself. 7-6 record, more than double the amount of wins that they had in last year's campaign, and with only one senior. But that senior, Julian Dunbar, one of the best that you could have. He will be the leadoff hitter today for the Lions, where he will also play center field on defense for Minerva. Taking a look at the rest of the Lions batting order, Driggers batting 2, Wood batting 3, Barnes batting 4, Tarbett batting 5. In the 6th hole, it's Frazier, Candle batting 7, Sivey batting 8th, and El Massey, the right fielder, in the 9 hole. The starting pitcher today for Minerva, it is Braden Wood wearing number 24. The junior has been on point this year. A 0.81 ERA, but an unfortunate record. Only one win and a couple of losses. And one of those losses was a 1-0 game against Marlington, the potential conference champs. He has been on point in EBC play, and in talking to the coaching staff and doing a deeper dive into the stats, he has yet to allow an earned run in EBC play in 2025. That is beyond impressive from the junior. This is a group that has been wanting to get back to their best for a number of years now. Football, they won for the first time this past season in a number of years. I was able to call that game as the color announcer for Q92. And when I tell you that that was a very special moment and one of my favorite of the year, I truly mean it. Seeing the celebrations on the field after the game was completed, seeing Isaac Haas, who I believe was the homecoming king, go and jump into one of his teammates' arms. I believe I still have that video on my phone. That was a magical night for Minerva, and that has kind of spurred on the rest of this year. A year of growth for the Lions. On your screen, you can see the coaching meeting at home plate. I think it's pretty basic what the umpires are going to tell both coaches. We hear thunder or we see lightning. Forget about it. We are going back to a break. But both sides are hoping we can get this one in. The basic rule goes that we need to play 5 innings for a complete game. The kicker, though, we could see it bleed into tomorrow as the Lions will be hosting Minerva, and we have already seen one series for the Aviators go into the next day. That game was the Carrollton series, which the Warriors were able to win both games. 8-7 in game number 1, which technically finished second, and then 8-1 the final the next day in what was the only game that was finished on the day that it started. The Lions, though, their conference wins, 2 against Salem, 8-7 and 2-1. Their losses, tight ones, 6-5 against West Branch, 3-0 against West Branch, 1-0 against Marlington, and 4-1 against the Dukes. Their biggest loss in there was 3. 2 of them were by 1, and the other 2 were by 3. Really impressive numbers from Minerva. They were a dark horse heading into this year, and right now they are a dangerous group that can really knock any team off of the pace. Looking at the team there, looking to knock off of the pace, the Alliance Aviators. Brady White will be batting first, followed by D'Angelo Fisk, Bo Davis, Lincoln Reese, Charlie Eakey, Valentino Fisk in the 6th hole, then Cam Jones, Ben Craig, and Cam Burton round out the 9-man batting order with Valentino Fisk starting the game on the mound for the Alliance Aviator defense. We will talk a lot more about Val in the home half of the first inning. And these first couple of warm-up pitches from Wood are going to be really important. It is still a very wet playing surface. How much water can these baseballs take before they become ungrippable? Even in yesterday's game, in clear conditions, sunny and 75, we did see some control issues from Dom Marchetta and from O'Dale of NDCL. Given that and the rain today, we could see a couple of breaking balls really sail away from the zone. So, as much as I don't really expect it, if the game script amid the weather says anything, it says fastball, fastball, fastball. Go with the best grip that you have. Try not to lose control. All it takes is one hard 90 to spark a rally for your opponent. You have to be careful if you are the starting pitcher for either side today. Once again, one bad maneuver, and it will really carry over into the next couple. And that is really what killed Holy Name in yesterday's loss against the NDCL Lions. Wood about ready to go. It looks like he will give the nod to Sivey behind the dish, saying he is all fueled up and ready to go on the mound. And now we just await the throwdown from Sivey to see his arm and what to expect. The Chuck going a little bit wayward, but still a good stride lead. So we could see him potentially throw a runner or 2 out today if he is given the opportunity. Brady White will step in the box for the Alliance Aviators to get this game underway. Somehow in some way, it is baseball time in Minerva, Ohio. Against all odds, we are seconds away from first pitch. On my watch, it is 5:34 p.m. in Northeast Ohio, or really now more Central Ohio, and we are underway with a first pitch strike from Wood. 0-1 the count on Brady White. White has been elite this year as what I have called him, the Alliance center fielder, not just by position, but by the way he carries himself throughout the entire game and off of the field. A good ground ball up the middle, a good scoop though at short, and the play is made at first. 1 up, 1 down after a good throw across from the shortstop Barnes.
Now batting, number 11, second base, D'Angelo Fisk.
Now D'Angelo Fisk will step in. Fisk on the air so far, 279 average, 8 RBIs to his name as well. But that is the exact start that Minerva needed. A quick throw out in the infield to get things going. Now, can they keep it rolling? First pitch to Fisk won't even get to the plate. Ball 1 called. Still a lot more cavalry to take down if you are Minerva, especially in the 3, 4, and 5 spots. That is where you find Davis, Reese, and Eakey. 3 really good hitters. And then the 6th hole, Fisk. That is the heart of the order. All four of those gentlemen have the power to go yard, but on a smaller scale, they have the ability to make a big play become even bigger on the base path. 1-2 now the count on D'Angelo Fisk. Braden Wood looking for his first strikeout on the afternoon. Here comes the 1-2. Just a bit outside, just like the first ball. The control just not there on the offering. But now an even count, 2-2 on D'Lo. Fisk, he was the hero the last time we saw the Aviators pitching a complete game shutout in the win at West Branch last Wednesday. Full count 3-2 on D'Lo as that pitch once again misses in the dirt. If you are Bo Davis, you are really hoping to have a base runner on with one down to work with. Here's the payoff, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 on the afternoon from Braden Wood, and it retires D'Angelo Fisk for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down to get the first inning underway. Now Bo Davis steps in for Alliance. He is their leader in average, 405 on the year. If you look at Max Preps, their overall leader is Michael Blackwell, but due to injury, he is out for a while. With 2 down, Davis is able to give that ball a good ride into right field. It's a 2-out single for the junior catcher. And a great cut from Bo Davis. He hit that ball to a good spot. He took it the opposite way, and that is exactly what he had to do on this offering. It goes outside, he follows it, and it's just a really good crank out that way. Now Lincoln Reese will step in the box for A-Town. 2 down in the top of the first. First pitch to Reese, he will leave upstairs. Ball 1 called. I mentioned it before, Davis definitely has the ability to change the game on the base path. However, last time we saw this team in Beloit, he was thrown out trying to steal second. He is back in time to first with a head-first dive. A good move from Wood on the mound, but Davis definitely expected it. 1-0 the count on Lincoln Reese. The pitch. Now 1-1, a good get right. Perfect spot from Wood. Reese, I don't think his mentality was to go up there and swing. He wanted to see it first. That's what he goes with. And in the end, he is called for strike 1. Davis, he will go, and it looks like it will not matter. A high pop-up to the edge of the outfield, and it will be caught by Brennan Barnes, and he will retire the side with that put out. Davis with 2 down, a good Oppo Taco, but nothing else going for Alliance's offense. It's the defense's turn now as Minerva looks to get their offensive day going in style. This is OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. Minerva's defense has a good start to the ball game. They are able to get the Aviators out with minimal damage. The only damage done by Bo Davis was a 2-out single to right field. It will be Dunbar, Driggers, and Wood due up to begin the bottom of the first inning. But Minerva, based on the way that their defense played, would definitely like it to go past the number 3 hitter in this frame. First pitch from Valentino Fisk today is hit right side and foul by Dunbar. 0-1 the count. But Julian Dunbar so far this year has been really good, batting .295, 9 RBIs, and a total of 5 extra base hits. The 0-1 he will send into left field. A good amount of depth to it. Getting underneath it and making the catch for Alliance is Craig, and he is able to send Dunbar back to the dugouts. As Dunbar is retired after a long flyout, Devin Driggers will now step in. He is the third baseman for Minerva today. And so far in the year, 133 average, 4 RBIs, and 1 extra base hit. The defense is so far looking good. First pitch will miss from Valentino Fisk. Ball 1 called. Val statistics on the year read as such: 3.57 ERA, 3-0 record, 1 save through 17 2/3 innings, 9 earned runs, 7 walks, and 11 punchouts. Here comes the 1-1. Now 1-2, a very good offering from Fisk as he pumps it right into the zone. Driggers down to the count, 1-2. Fisk slides and fires. Another high fly ball. This time it stays in the infield, and Reese is able to get underneath it for out number 2. The first high hanger, plenty of depth into the outfield. This time around, it will not clear the infield. Now Braden Wood will step in for Minerva. The pitcher for the Lions looks to help out his defensive cause with some offense with 2 down. Fisk ready to go, offers. And it will bounce past Davis. Ball 1. After Wood, it goes to Brennan Barnes, then Lane Tarbett. For Alliance next inning, it is Iki, Fisk, and Jones due up. 1-0 the count. The pitch, ground ball left side. Iki scoops it at short. The chuck across the diamond is in time, and the side is retired in order. Good defense from the Aviators. 3 outs, all of which came from the field. 1 inning complete in Minerva. No score on SmeeSports. One inning down, no damage done. Both sides looking to change that as we begin the second inning of this EBC battle between the Alliance Aviators and the Minerva Lions. For those just joining us, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. As well, for those just joining us, you missed the gloriousness of our rain delay. We started this game just over a half an hour late. Storms rolling on through at 4 p.m., but as of right now, it looks like we are ready for some good baseball. And when we say ready for some good baseball, we mean 7 innings of baseball, or at least a complete game of baseball. 2 balls to begin the at-bat for Iki, the shortstop. So far on the year, Charlie is batting .244. Strike one called on the inside corner. A good spot hit by Wood. Combined between Braden and Valentino Fisk, 1 strikeout, and it comes courtesy of Wood, the man on the mound right now for Minerva. Here is the 2-1. Ground ball right side of the infield, scooped up at 2, and the throw 2-1 is in time. 1 up, 1 down for Minerva's defense. And the ground balls just keep coming. That is the 3rd of the game now combined. 2nd for Alliance. That is how they started the game, as it was a ground out from White that got Minerva's defensive day going. Now Valentino Fisk will step into the box for A-Town. He is batting .244 on the year, but his biggest stat, 15 RBIs. He is down to the count now, 0-1 after taking a first pitch strike. We've seen Valentino use his power often throughout this campaign. I wouldn't be surprised to see him try and uncork on a baseball. But then again, Alliance is a team that is used to getting base runners on and then playing small ball to move them from station to station. Here comes the 1-1. Now 1-2, a no-doubt strike from Wood. Braden Wood cruising as of late for Minerva. He did a good job shaking off the 2-out single from Davis. Here's the 1-2. Now 2-2, just a bit too low on the delivery. And on the opposite side of that coin, a good take from Valentino Fisk. Fisk, a very selective hitter. If it's close, though, he knows he has to swing. And he does, hitting it over towards second base. A good scoop and throw 2-1 retires the pitcher for Alliance for out number 2. 2 ground outs going to Frazier. Now Cam Jones, the 7-hitter, will step in for the visitors. So far on the year, Cam is batting .278, but the most impressive thing about him, he wasn't a starter day one, but due to injury, he was able to work his way into the lineup, taking over the first base slot. Fouled right into the backstop. A little greeting gift from Cam Jones to us in the press box. 0-1 the count. I think without the backstop, that had a pretty much direct line to my head. So I am very grateful for not only the window pane in front of me, but also the backstop here at Minerva. Here's the 0-1. This time Jones won't hit it at my face, but either way, it is still a strike. 0-2 the count. Braden Wood looking for his 2nd strikeout on the afternoon. He is ready. Here comes the 0-2. Goes up and out. Jones does not chase. Ball 1 to Cam Jones. He has been really patient this year. A lot of good contact, staying in the infield. He is just waiting for a big play to make his offense more noteworthy. He has one already on the year, but it came late in a big loss against Carrollton. A good double into left center, but it really didn't have an impact on the overall game. Alliance was going to lose that contest regardless at that point. We need to see a big hit from Cam Jones in a big time, and this will be a good time for him to find it. Here comes the 2-2. Count now full. Wood just unable to get a good grip on the ball on the past 2 offerings. A big payoff pitch upcoming with home run power courtesy of Ben Craig awaiting in the on-deck circle. Here comes the payoff. Chop left side. It's going to be a tough play out of the glove of the third baseman, and there is no throw. Jones is able to leg it out on the E5. Good hustle from Cam Jones, and as I said moments ago, he likes to keep the ball in the infield and then hustle it out from there. He played soccer for the Aviators this past season, and you could see the soccer speed as he hustled down the line. Now Ben Craig steps in, and speaking of a multi-sport athlete, a state qualifier for swimming this past season. First pitch to Craig is up and in. And looking at the Aviators as a whole, 1 home run this season, and it comes courtesy of Ben Craig. Most people, myself included, expected it to be Bo Davis going yard for the first time this year on behalf of Alliance, but instead it was Ben Craig with a 2-run bomb against West Branch. 1-0 the count on Ben. Here's the pitch. And it's in there, a good get right from Wood. Now 1-1. Jones will take off for second base. The play is in time. An unconventional throw out at second base retires Jones and the side. What in the world just happened? Depending on where this goes, I believe it is a 2-6-4 play to end the inning. And it is. And as you see at the end of that play, no love lost between Jones and the Lion who made the tag. An immediate high five. Good sports all the way around, but what a play from Minerva. What looked to be an unfortunate error turns into a delightful accident. Middle of 2 in Minerva. No score yet. Out of all the ways the top of the second inning could have ended, I think our ending of a 2-6-4 putout is the absolute last way we thought it would end. A bad throw back from Civi ultimately ends up in a throwout at second base as Jones tried stealing. 0-1 the count to begin the bottom of the second inning for Barnes, as it is the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due to hit this frame for the Lions. No scoring as of yet, but both sides showing promise. Minerva just looking to get a ball in play that they can beat the throw. They've had a lot of good contact just like that. Their issue, making it stay in fair territory and also away from the defense. It is a very tough battle to win, but if they can start to master their placement on a swing, they can really do some damage in this contest. Ball 1 called as it bounces into Davis behind the dish. Brendan Barnes so far this year batting .351 with 6 RBIs. Here's the 1-2, fouled into the backstop. 2 good foul swings from the shortstop Barnes. And sometimes all it takes is a few foul balls and then, bam, it's your big play. Instead, it's strike 3 called. A good offering from Valentino Fisk, and he will send Barnes back to the dugout looking 1 up, 1 down for the Aviator defense. And now Tarbett will step in for Minerva, looking to get their offense going. 4 up, 4 down so far in the game. First pitch will bounce in once again to Davis. A lot of low pitches in this game and a lot of grip issue, but that is to be expected given the monsoon that rolled through about an hour ago. But you wouldn't think it rained just by the way that the sun is beaming down now. The 1-0 is in there. Count even. A good offering from Fisk, who has been on and off so far today. One pitch, he doesn't have the grip. The next one, he perfectly has it. Good hit left side. Will it stay fair? It will not. It just curves foul. How unfortunate for Tarbett and Minerva. That would have been one heck of an extra base hit. But Lady Luck not on their side as of right now. And looking at Tarbett's statistics, that would have been his first extra base hit of the season. It would have at least been a double I think it would have been a triple, and depending on where the ball goes, it could have been a little league homer, depending once again on where a potential throw would go. The 1-2 is in there for strike three looking. Valentino Fisk wastes no time after the scare as he will retire Tarbett for out number 2. Valentino Fisk is not a strikeout pitcher by any means. He is a guy who lives by contact, but in this frame, 2 strikeouts, both looking. And the trend continues. Strike 1 taken by Frazier. So far on the year, Owen Frazier batting .281 with 7 RBIs and 1 extra base hit. Scooped up at second, and the throw to 1 is in time. A good play by D'Lo as he finds Jones, and the side is retired. Minerva goes in order. 2 innings complete in Minerva, Ohio. Still no score on SmeeSports. We will step aside and be back on in a minute for the 3rd inning. As well, stay tuned throughout this entire broadcast. We will explain what is going to happen for the next couple of months of our coverage, as today could be our final Alliance broadcast of the year. But more on that in a little bit. Welcome back to Minerva for the top of the 3rd inning in this EBC clash between the Lions and the Alliance Aviators. For the Aviators, it is 7, 8, and 9 to get us underway. And speaking of getting us underway, it was a good snag in center field from Dunbar to retire Craig for out number 1. That is one way to get the inning rolling defensively, as that was anything but a gimme play. Still good contact from Ben Craig, but Dunbar, an even better catch. Looking back at Ben Craig's last time at the plate, it was last inning, but it was interrupted as Cam Jones was thrown out. Thrown out's a strong word. He was unfortunately taken out of the game at second base after a wayward throw met him at second base. It was a very weird putout, scored once again, 2-6-4. So we will see how that is officially put into the book, but either way, that is how the inning ended last time out. Count now 1-1 as Wood is able to find the corner of the zone. But getting a grip on the baseball has been a tough task for both sides today. The rain from earlier still messing with the baseball. Burton fouls away the 1-1, making it 1-2. For Cam Burton this year, .286 average, 3 RBIs, and 4 stolen bags. But his most impressive statistic, a perfect ERA through 8 innings of work. If Valentino is unable to go the distance, we could see Cam Burton come in for a 1-inning save down the line. Count now even 2-2, as that was a good take from Burton. Cam, being a transfer from Canton McKinley, knows what it means to play in a tough conference, as he came from the Federal League. Count even, Wood sets and fires. Unable to find the zone. This time he misses low, and we are full. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. If you are Burton, it has to be close to swing, but then again, you have to protect. This is not the time to get struck out. And he will not. A good fly ball deep to left field, still carrying, and it is down. It's an extra base hit for Cam Burton. It becomes a standing double as he will take the turn and retreat. That is one heck of a swing from Cam Burton. We said this cannot be a strikeout, and he says, how about a double? And the Aviators, for the first time today, have a runner in scoring position. Exactly what the doctor ordered. A perfect hit. It just kept carrying into left center field. No chance for Tarbett or Dunbar to track it down. Now we go back to the top of the order with Brady White. White 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out. This time he pops it into right field shallowly, and it will fall. 2 base knocks in a row for the Aviators, and they are finding their rhythm. Now runners at the corner, still 1 down, and it is D'Lo's turn to step into the box. I mentioned it earlier, Alliance loves to play small ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see D'Angelo Fisk lay down a bunt here, at least move White into scoring position, or even better, score the runner Burton from third. And we do have a change in right field. Burchett now coming in for Almasy. So a defensive change early on from Minerva. We will see if that change is able to help out the Lions defense. White, he wants to go at first, just given his lead. We will see if he breaks. He will indeed swing, and it will be sent deep into left. Caught. No, it's dropped. Burton will score nonetheless, and the Aviators take the lead. It should have been a sac fly for Fisk, but on the E7, Burton scores nonetheless. And I believe the RBI still should be credited to D'Angelo. It wouldn't have mattered if it was caught or not if Burton was to score. But all that matters to the Aviators, they have the lead. And now one of their best hitters, Bo Davis, steps in the box. All it takes is one lucky break in a game like this when the field could be a little bit more wet. Errors could happen, especially given the delay. And Alliance is capitalizing on that right now. Davis, 1 for 1 on the day, had a 2-out single to right field his last time up. First pitch will run inside, 1-0 the count. The run that scored against Wood was an earned run. However, the way it scored was an error. So there is a chance that they still don't count it against him. If they do, that would be his first earned run allowed of the EBC season. Davis will foul that one away, evening up the count at 1-1. And as you can see on your screen, good backup from the Lions defense. They know the throws have been wayward from the catcher. It's just unfortunate with the weather and the way that the ball is soaked. Getting a grip is not a sure thing, but the defense, they are doing what they can to make up for it and keep it close. Davis, another bit of good contact, sailing deep into right field and foul. And looking down that right field line, if Davis is able to get a good amount of power on an Apo Taco, we could be talking about a home run. It is only .315 to right field, and we have seen Davis hit the ball a lot further than that in pregame batting practice over the past couple of weeks. Here comes the 1-2. It is upstairs. Now 2-2. A good take from Davis. Obviously, given the way that he has swung the bat on the last couple of pitches, he would be inclined to swing at some high heat. I like that move from Wood. Let's see what he comes back with on the 2-2. This time he goes with off speed on the breaking ball, and it will retire Davis for out number 2 as he cuts on through and misses. Strikeout number 2 on the game for Braden Wood. And now Lincoln Reese will step in for the Aviators. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a pop-out to shortstop. For Minerva in the home half of the inning, Candle, Civi, and Almasy are due up. Reese will pop it up, and it will carry on out foul. Strike one. But Lincoln Reese, he has had a great year so far for the Aviators. He has had his struggles, but when he gets deep into a potential slump, he really digs deep in his bag, and he is able to get the big hits the Aviators needed. Exhibit A was the St. V's game. He was struggling. He was without a hit for the past couple of games, but that is when he had a 2 RBI hit that really helped the Aviators. A deep ball sent into center field. Dunbar tracks it down and gets underneath it, retiring Reese and the side. But not before Alliance is able to find their first run of the ball game. Cam Burton sets the stage, and D'Angelo Fisk does the rest. Middle of 3 at Minerva Middle School. Your score, Alliance 1, Minerva 0. This is OHS AA Baseball on SmeeSports. Minerva 7, 8, and 9 hitters looking to get the offense going in the home half of the third inning. 1-0 your score in this EBC battle between the Aviators and the Lions. A must-win affair for Alliance if they still want a chance to win the EBC crown. A loss today puts them all but out of contention. 2 balls to begin this at-bat for Kendall. It is him, then Civi, and then potentially Almasy, but we will see if he was pulled completely for the game or if he now is just a designated hitter. For those just joining us, about halfway through the top of the third, it was Burchett coming in to play right field in place of Almasy, and that change is yet to be officially completed by our books. 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Pops up left side. It will stay in fair territory. Iki gets into the outfield and makes the grab for out number 1. A good job by Iki tracking that one down amid the sun that has joined us here at Carl Michael Field. But he was able to get it on a slight one hop. Whatever you need to do to make that catch, you do it. And that is exactly what Iki did. Now it is Civi the catcher seeing a first pitch ball at his head. 1-0 the count. And based on the on-deck circle with Maverick Burchett, that will be a complete change. The right field change is not just defensive, but also offensive. 1-1 now the count on the catcher, who so far this year has batted 103 with 3 RBIs and 1 extra base hit. Count now sits at 2-1 as he takes down low. Minerva's offense so far this year averaging just above 4 runs per game, while their defense has allowed only 3. They have held teams to low-scoring games time and time again this year, and that is a big reason why they are able to have an above 500 record right now. Full count now on Civi. But I will say it probably a few more times throughout this broadcast. To go from 3-19 to have 7 wins at this point, nothing shy of impressive from Minerva. Count stays full as Civi is able to foul off the payoff. A good pitch idea, though, from Valentino Fisk. It challenges Civi, but by fouling it off, he will have another opportunity to see the pitch. And traditionally, from what we've seen, if you foul off one, you have a good chance to see another in a good spot to put some contact on it. This time around, he takes ball 4 down low, and that will be the first base runner of the game for Minerva. Now, can the substitution of Burchett pay dividends on the offensive end for Minerva? First pitch, he will take right down the middle. Strike 1. But Burchett, the sophomore, looking to make an impact play here as he is batting .231 on the year. A good crank into left field, but directly to Ben Craig. At most, Craig took 3 steps. A good crack, but nothing coming from it. It's out number 2. And now Julian Dunbar will step back into the batter's box for Minerva. 0 for 1 on the day with a deep fly out to Ben Craig. Runner at first, 2 down in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch he will take after thinking about it. Ball 1 called. After Dunbar, it goes to Devin Driggers and then Braden Wood. Ground ball chopped to the left side. Reese is able to get it, and the throw is not in time. It's a hustle infield single for Julian Dunbar. What hustle from Julian down that first base line. Right out of the gate, he knew it was going to be a tough play. He gets the ball down, and his only goal, get to first, get there in time. And that speed out of the box, even watching it back, wow. Even more impressive on the replay. He has plenty of speed, and you can tell, and we saw that plenty throughout this past football season. Strike 1 on Driggers as he fouls away the first offering from Valentino Fisk. 2 ducks on the pond, 2 down in the bottom of the 3rd. Time called, and so is a balk. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Minerva. If you are Valentino Fisk right now, take your time. Make sure you don't balk again. You cannot tie this game up with a balk. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Popped up into the stratosphere. It will stay in the infield. Reese makes the play, and the side is retired. A slight scare for Alliance's defense, but Reese is able to settle things down and get out of the inning. 3 innings in the books at Minerva. 1-0 your score in favor of the Alliance Aviators. Looking at the field right now, it looks like a beautiful day for baseball in Minerva. You wouldn't think that 2 hours ago we were amid a lot of heavy storms, but either way we were. Iki gets the top of the 4th underway with a leadoff single. A good bit of hitting from Iki as he is able to split it between short and third and one pitch into the new frame. Alliance has a base runner on. Now Valentino Fisk will step into the batter's box for the Aviators, trying to replicate what Iki did moments ago. First pitch to Fisk. He will try and bunt. Strike one called on the foul, but I don't know if I have ever seen Val be told to put down a bunt. Usually, given his power, they say swing away, but Alliance likes to play situational baseball, and this is a key moment where they can play it, so that is probably why they made that decision. A throwback 2-1. It will be in time, but Iki is in a rundown, and he will be tagged out for out number 1. A great reaction by Kendall as he is able to get there before Iki eludes him. Unfortunate for the Aviators, but on that throwback, you saw that Wood had at least an extra step on Iki. It was going to take a lot going in favor of Charlie for him to be safe at second. But Minerva's defense, after allowing a leadoff single, they get a huge out. 1-1. Now the count, it appears, on Valentino Fisk. Val so far today 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. Count now sits at 2-1. And once again, the throwdown is just, it's been tough for Civi and Davis, to both catchers' credit, to get the ball back to the pitcher because of how slippery it is. Here comes the 2-1. Foul it into the backstop. Count even. So Valentino Fisk so far this at-bat, 2 foul balls, 1 on a bunt attempt, that time swinging. Count even, and this would be a big punch-out for Braden Wood if he is able to get it. Not quite, as it will miss low, and the count is full. Looking at Minerva's next couple of games, they will be on the road at Alliance tomorrow, followed by a trip to Edison, then a home tilt on Saturday against Strasburg Franklin, before going to Carrollton on the 6th, and hosting Carrollton on the 7th. Fisk, a good one-out single up the gut on the payoff pitch. A good amount of power from Valentino as expected. And number 6 has yet another base knock to add to his impressive tally this season. Now Cam Jones will step back into the box for the Aviators. He reached on an error his first time up and then was thrown out trying to take second on a wayward throw. Wood checking Fisk. He will offer. It sails up, but it is a good snag from Civi behind the dish. Ball 1 called. For Minerva in the home half of the frame, Wood, Barnes, and Tarbett are due up 2 hits. Fisk, a good lead over at first base. We will see if he decides to go. But in the meantime, it is ball 2 as Jones has to evade a high pitch. But Cam Jones definitely looking for redemption on the base path. And regardless of the outcome, a big emphasis tonight heading into tomorrow for the Aviators is smart base running. Strike 1 called as it is a good get right from Wood. And now Civi, a good throwback to the pitcher, Wood. It looks like he just zipped it back. And if that is what he has to do to get it back there in a good rhythm, by all means do it. It gets the job done. And if there is trickery attempted on the base path, it puts the ball back in Wood's glove a lot faster. A good foul hit from Jones. A lot of power over into right field, but now the count is even. 2-2 on Cam Jones as it is retrieved by Burchett over in right. I'm almost surprised to have not seen a bunt from Cam Jones in this at-bat, though. He is somebody who Coach Graffitz usually relies on to get a bunt down in a scenario like this. Even count. Here's the pitch. Missing low once again, and we are full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. After Cam Jones, we will see Ben Craig step in once again. A powerful fly out his first time up that Dunbar was able to dive on before it hit the grass. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it will be popped out of play. Another good foul swing from Cam Jones. he has had at least a couple in this at-bat. Braden Wood trying to win it here. Already 2 strikeouts to his name. Wood coming set, throws back to 1, and the ball, it will go into foul territory out and right. Fisk, he will take second on the movement, and he will now be in scoring position. Unfortunate on the throwback from Wood. It was in a good spot, but based on where it went and the setup from Gandil over at first base, it was going to be tough for him to track it down in time to get Fisk. But either way, Valentino, a good job getting back to the bag first off, but secondly, getting to second on some good hustle. The payoff once again, and it is strike 3, swinging upstairs for out number 2. And right on the swing, Cam Jones knew it was a ball, but just was unable to pull back. Ben Craig now steps into the box looking to make amends. But Ben Craig, a big opportunity to help out the Aviators. There is his home run power, but it is way foul. But based on where it fell, if he straightened that one out, it would have been a 2-run bomb. I said it when it happened, I'll say it again. I'm really impressed with the sheer power of Ben Craig, but it is helped out in large part due to his swimming background. That has really given him some extra strength and has allowed him to hit the ball that hard. Count now even as Wood is unable to place the breaking ball. Count even with Valentino Fisk standing in scoring position. Alliance looking to add an insurance run. Now 2-1 as the ball, it will be snagged over at short by Barnes. A good job from him backing it up before it went into the outfield. But a hitter's count here for Craig with Cam Burton awaiting in the on-deck circle. Valentino Fisk getting a good lead over at second base, and time will be called by Braden Wood on the mound. Looking at the rest of our coverage this week, our next broadcast will be on Thursday in Hunting Valley as we will have Holy Name taking on University School in a non-conference battle. Then on Friday, it is still up in the air. We would like to be in Lakewood for Lakewood St. Anne's, but we will see if that ends up happening. And then on Saturday, we will be in Brecksville if Mount Union Women's Lacrosse loses tomorrow in their OAC semifinal matchup. But if not, we will be there for the OAC championship game. I will have the call for Mount Union Boxcast, and there will be no broadcast at all on Saturday. And then Sunday, we added a pair of games over at Tuscarawas Central Catholic High School as KSU Tusk welcomes in Lorain County Community College to close out their regular season. Looking forward to the rest of the games this week and a lot of great games next week as we turn our attention back to Northeast Ohio, more specifically, Cleveland area. Craig back in the box, about ready to go. Count still stands at 2-1 after the mound visit. Wood sets and fires. Unable to find the zone. A good take from Craig. Now 3-1 the count. Given Burton's double his last time up, Minerva is looking to put Craig away to get out of the inning without having to face Cam Burton. Here comes the 3-1. Now full swing and a miss from Craig. Wood definitely looking for strike 3 here. He already has 3 punch outs to his name, one of which came this inning against Cam Jones about a few minutes ago. Here comes the payoff pitch. Hit left side, it is through for a payoff pitch base hit. Valentino Fisk, he will take the turn. The play at the plate is not in time. And on the throw home, Craig will take second. And on the wayward throw, he will go to third, and he is in there. It will go down as an RBI single for Ben Craig, making it 2-0 Aviators. But on the throw, he takes second. And on the throw attempt to second, that goes into the outfield, he takes third. A good job from Craig, and I mean, you look at that speed right there after sliding. He had plenty of velocity going in his favor as he just ran downhill and ran as fast as he could. And now run number 3 stands 90 feet away from scoring with Cam Burton in the box. First pitch up and in, ball 1 called. But this is a good opportunity for the Aviators to set the stage for some more runs. They led 1-0 entering the frame. Now 2. They have a chance to make it 3 here with just a base hit. Ground ball over towards short, scooped up. The throw to 1 is in time, and the side is retired. A good play by Barnes as he is able to find his first baseman candle. But not before the Aviators are able to strike once again. It's an RBI single from Ben Craig as the inning comes to a close. Middle of 4 in Minerva. 2-0 your score. This is OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. Minerva looking for a good turnaround in the bottom of the 4th inning as they trail Alliance 2-0 courtesy of an RBI single from Ben Craig in the top of the 4th. First pitch of the bottom of the inning is popped into right field and caught by Cam Burton for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good efficiency from the Aviator defense. And at this time, we will set their defense officially. Valentino Fisk on the mound with Bo Davis completing the battery. Jones at first, Fisk at second, Iki at short, Reese at third. And from left to right in the outfield, it is Ben Craig, Brady White, and Cam Burton. The second pitch of the inning is taken for ball 1. Brendan Barnes now in the box for the second time. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout looking. Now 1-1, a good spot hit by Valentino Fisk. Fisk has been cruising so far today. Only 1 base hit allowed, 2 base runners as the other came via a walk. Now 1-2 the count on Brendan Barnes. Once again, Barnes entering play today. The leading average on the team, batting .351. Count now even as it is a good take from the sophomore. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fisk sets and fires. Fouled away again. Another good survival swing as Barnes is still well within this at-bat. After Barnes, it will go to Tarbett, the left fielder. Here comes the 2-2 once again. And we are now full. Another good take from Brendan Barnes. Barnes has to be careful here. He needs to have a keen eye, but at the same time, if it is close, you have to get something on it. The payoff cranked into left field, and it is a 1-out single. Exactly what Minerva needed. Their second base knock of the afternoon. Beautiful cut. Exactly what you need on a payoff pitch. A good drive, splitting the shortstop and the third baseman perfectly down. No chance for a catch. It's a simple single, and it gets the job done. Minerva will now most likely try and play station-to-station baseball, starting with Tarbett. I expect to see an early steal from Barnes. No look back on the first offering. It will not matter. 0-1 the count as Tarbett chases upstairs. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Valentino Fisk throw back to first, trying to catch Barnes out of place. And there it is. Right on cue, he throws back, but it is not in time. But I still like that idea from Valentino Fisk. You have to keep the runner honest, as he will go now, but he might have to go right back. It is skied just into the outfield and caught by Iki, falling backwards for out number 2. Another good snag from Charlie Iki, this time off balance, and Barnes, in the process of stealing, did a good job turning right back and making it to first in time before a throw could even get off. Now Owen Frazier, the second baseman, steps back in. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to D'Angelo Fisk. For Alliance in the top of the 5th, it goes Brady White, D'Angelo Fisk, and Bo Davis. Runner at first base, 2 down. Fisk, he will throw back to 1 once again, and it is not in time. But I still like that he is looking back the runner, keeping him honest, making sure that he knows that he still has him in the back of his mind. Hard hit ball over towards second, and the throw to 2 is in time. Good cover from Iki, and an even better snag from D'Angelo Fisk retires the side. After a 1-out single, the Aviator defense hunkers down and gets the remaining 2 outs, retiring the side. 4 innings down, 3 to go in Minerva. It is Alliance on top, 2-0. As we rejoin the action for the top of the 5th inning, if you or someone you know is a small business or just regular business owner looking to sponsor broadcasts in the Cleveland or Stark County areas, contact me at one of those avenues on your screen, and I would love to promote the best of your business and your brand. Thank you to our broadcast sponsors from out in the Cleveland area for bringing some games to the channel over the past couple of weeks. Out here, we are partnered with Channel 1022 over in Alliance. As of right now, this is our last scheduled broadcast of the 2024-25 school year in partnership with them. We are working to get a deal done to cover Alliance's home baseball game on May 14th against Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. We are hoping to get that game covered, as we've already seen CVCA once this season. We know the talent they have, and we think it will be a great battle between them and the Aviators, one that would definitely be worth tuning into. But as of right now, this is the last broadcast of our school year. But it is not goodbye. It is just farewell for now, as we will be back hitting the broadcast trail very hard come fall. Expect a lot of broadcasts, even some high school football added in, as that will be a big addition for us. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. I stepped down from my role over at Q92. It is SmeeSports full-time from here on out. So over the next couple of years, 3 years to be exact, we will have Alliance and Marlington broadcasts. We are still hoping to see some more Marlington games added to the channel, especially in the fall. We know how good their volleyball team is, so we want to showcase them and some other surrounding areas. If you're someone watching from the Minerva area, another area that we may see your team only once or twice a season because of Alliance, contact us. If you want to sponsor broadcasts, let us know, and we will make a conscious effort to try and get a few more games added in, even outside of Alliance and Marlington. We want to expand as much as we can, even if it is one-off games. We want to see the best that this lovely state has to offer in regard to athletics, especially in Northeast Ohio, and I guess you can say more Central Ohio. So if you're looking for a game covered, let us know. SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFest 2024 on Twitter. For the Aviators, it is the top of their order due up to begin the top of the 5th inning with Brady White, followed by D'Angelo Fisk and Bo Davis. Brady White 1 for 2 on the day with a base hit in his last at-bat. Braden Wood still on the mound for Minerva, looking to continue his good outing thus far. Only 2 runs allowed in this contest and 3 strikeouts to his name. Ball 1 on White as he takes down low. For Alliance, once again, this is a must-win game if they want to win the conference. They need to win these battles. And looking at the rest of their conference schedule, it's Marlington. That is it after this series. They could be 6-2 heading into it. Then they would need to win both and hope Carrollton slips up at some point or slips up twice. Strike 1 called on Brady White, as that is a good pitch from Wood on the inside corner. So now 2-1 on the center fielder. Braden coming set. He fires. Now 3-1. White looking to be the leadoff man to get on, as he would become, I believe, overall the 3rd one to do so. Here's the 3-1. Chopped left side. A good charge from Driggers over at 3rd, and the throw across the diamond is in time. 1 up, 1 down for Minerva's defense. A good charge over at 3rd base. He knew that odds are we'd see a chop like that if it is hit over to him. He charges, makes a good play, and a conscious throw over to first base. It's an easy play on paper, but in the moment, a lot could go wrong, so I give a lot of credit to the sophomore for making that play and getting a good throw in across the diamond. Now D'Angelo Fisk steps in. 0 for 2 on the day. He reached via an error his last time up, an error that ended up scoring Cam Burton. Wood fires the first pitch to D'Angelo Fisk, and it is a strike. 0-1 the count. Alliance, their next game is at home tomorrow against Minerva. Then they will go to Massillon on Friday and host Marlington next week on the 6th. And then on the 7th, they go to Marlington before the next game after that being at home against Norton. A good single from Fisk. Almost an excellent web gem from Frazier, but D'Lo is just able to beat out the outstretched second baseman. That would have been one heck of a play that could have changed the trajectory of this ball game, as we will see it back right here. I mean, he was inches away from making that play. Very unfortunate that he didn't, but sometimes that is just how the cookie ends up crumbling. Davis takes the first pitch upstairs, ball 1. But for Fisk, you have to feel lucky to be on first base. Now, can he do something with it? Can he take an extra bag? Can he help the Aviators get in a rhythm? He will get an extra big lead. Davis unable to connect there. Now 1-1. Bo Davis entered play today batting .405 with 13 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 triple. Fisk a very conservative lead over at first. He still gets the throwback, and it is not in time from Wood. Still a good idea from Braden on the mound. Why not challenge Fisk over at first base? You have already seen 2 Aviators retired on the base path. Why not try for a third? Davis pops it up. It will go into foul territory. Kendall gets underneath it and makes the snag for out number 2. A good catch in foul territory by the first baseman, which now brings up Lincoln Reese, the third baseman. 0 for 2 on the day. A pop out to the shortstop his first time up, and his second appearance, he flew out to center field. This will be a big stop for Minerva's defense. They could have gotten the Aviators in order, but unfortunately, their second baseman not enough on the dive. On that pitch, it misses low, and in the meantime, we will see D'Angelo Fisk take second. The Aviators now have a runner in scoring position, a good opportunity for Lincoln Reese to bring him in. Wood just trying to settle things down. Now 2-0 the count with Charlie Eakey awaiting in the on-deck circle. For Minerva in the home half of the inning, Kendall, Civi, and Burchett due up. Here comes the 2-0. It is low once more, now 3-0. And if you are the Aviators, you might be thinking about a double steal if you are able to get Reese on the base path. Force a throw, and potentially in the process of that throw, an error. And it is a 4-pitch walk. Reese, good patience, he will take his base. 2 runners on, forces at first, second, and third as Eakey steps in. And I really do think we see that double steal play put on. You have to see a clean throw and transfer. You have to see it all to make something happen. And based on the way that the catcher has struggled to get the ball back to the pitcher, why not try and force his hand here? They will stay put as ball 1 misses inside. And it also depends on how aggressive Alliance wants to be up 2-0. They want to find their third run, but they don't want to ruin their momentum with one play that goes wrong on the base path. Now 1-1 as Wood is able to find his get-right offering. A good change in pace for the pitcher, who has been really good this afternoon as expected. If he is able to complete the 5th inning, that would be his 31st complete inning of work. Eakey, he will swing. It will be a strike. The ball gets past, and finally both runners are now in scoring position. So now 1-2. Coach Graffis, he is going to go out and appeal, it appears. And in the meantime, the Battery will have a conversation of their own. But now the umpire, he is going to go and talk to the home plate official and see if there is a conflict or if he is okay at least. So Coach Graffis, he is going to the home plate umpire. I don't know if it's an appeal or just to see if he's okay. I think it is the latter based on the reactions at home. Both sides are out there now talking. And we will see what they say. It smiles all the way around, so it can't be anything too bad. But then again, that could also be a very good decoy. And now here comes the athletic trainer. As we have our party at home plate, we will take a look at the rest of our broadcast upcoming this week. Starting with Thursday, once again, we will be in Hunting Valley for another monsoon, of course, because we wouldn't have it any other way here at SmeeSports, the home of bringing rain to broadcast, if you will. We will have University School taking on Holy Name. The Preppers looking to be one of many teams that we cover to make it all the way to regionals this year, and they have a really good shot given their success over the past couple of years. Friday, we are trying to make our way to Lakewood to see St. Ed's and Lakewood baseball as a part of the Rangers Friday night under the lights. On Saturday, then, we will be in Brecksville if Mount Union loses tomorrow in women's lacrosse. That is a if this, then that kind of broadcast. If Mount Union wins tomorrow, then I will have the call for Mount Union Boxcast on Saturday for the OAC Women's Lacrosse Championship game. If they lose, we will be in Brecksville at 12 p.m. Unfortunately, we don't have a clear answer right now. It's up in the air. It's athletics, and we love it. So we will see what happens. Then on Sunday, we will be in Tuskegee County for KSU Tusk Baseball as they take on Lorain County Community College. Here comes the 1-2. Just a bit too low. A good spot, but I think they miss on the elevation. Count even on Iki. Twos all the way around. 2-2 count, 2 down in the top of the 5th with 2 runners on. Here comes the 2-2. Strike 3 called on the corner. Braden Wood, an excellent offering, and the side is retired. More importantly, with no damage done. What a pitch by Braden Wood. He dots that corner up perfectly, and that is all it takes for Minerva to survive the top of the 5th. Their offense, they know what they need to do, down by 2. Can they make it happen? This is OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. It is Candle, Civi, and Burchett due up in the bottom of the 5th inning for Minerva. The Lions still well within this ball game, down 2-0 to the Alliance Aviators in what has been a defensive battle thus far. First pitch into Candle is low, 1-0 the count. The bottom of the order looking to produce something good for the offense today. The first go around, 0 for 2 with a walk mixed in combined across the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. 2-0 the count. Now 3-0. Fisk struggling to find his location early on in this new frame. And immediately, I was about to say, expect Brody Bugera to start getting warm. He will as ball 4 comes on in. I feel like that is the right call for the Aviators. You have to get Brody Bugera warm. He has been a consistently good pitcher for you this year, especially the first time around. If he can't complete the game, then you bring on Cam Burton for a 1-inning save. That is what I would assume the game plan is from Coach Graffis. He is not going to let Valentino Fisk overstay his welcome on the mound. He knows that they can seal this game, but at the same time, he knows Minerva is a hungry team ready to play spoiler. Strike 1 on Civi. He will try and get a bunt down, but it will go foul. Now 0-2. And we have had some changes defensively for Minerva. It was Frazier behind the dish that last inning. Tarbett, who had the dive, he is at second opposed to Frazier. And now in left field, it is Civi who is at the plate right now. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Valentino Fisk, a big punch out for out number 1. Strikeout number 3 on the game for Valentino. And now Maverick Burchett steps back into the batter's box. 0 for 1 on the day, but his number was called unexpectedly. Almasy was taken out of the game in the 3rd inning. with what was potentially an injury. We don't know for sure what happened there. Being told hip flexor was the case, so it makes sense why he was pulled. We hope that he will have a speedy recovery. A good hit into left field, but Ben Craig right there to make the snag for out number 2. The name of the game for Minerva's offense today has been hard hit contact, but right to Alliance's defense. It has happened so many times. If they could just move the ball into one of the gaps, or if they would have been able to do so, I think we're tied. Swing and a miss. Davis, the back pick, not in time, but a good stop by Cam Jones at first base to make sure it stays in the infield. I absolutely love that move from Bo Davis. You try and get the back pick. You try and cause chaos on the base path. That would be enough to end the inning and get rid of any Minerva momentum, especially with Julian Dunbar in. He had a base hit his last time up. He is in his groove. This is his time to strike. Swing and a miss. Now 2-1. A good offering from Fisk. Dunbar definitely hungry. He will look to straighten out his approach on the 2-1 if he swings. He will, but he skies it in the infield. Reese gets underneath it at third and makes the two-hand catch, and the side is retired. No damage done by Minerva outside of a lead-off walk. 5 complete at Carl Michael Field. Alliance 2, Minerva 0, your score. This is OHSAA Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Six, 7, and 8 due up for Alliance in the top of the 6th inning. A good battle so far. A lot of moving pieces in this game, but the parting line through 5 innings, which now makes this a complete game, is 2-0. Aviators on top. For those of you just joining us, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Yes, the time right now is 6:54. We are not almost 2 hours into this game. On the contrary, we started at 5:34, so we are not even an hour and a half in. We will be hitting that mark in about 10 minutes. But given the start time and given the flow of the game, this has been a quick outing for both sides. Only the 2 runs scoring, a lot of defense, a lot of quick innings. This game has flown by. Here comes the 1-1. Missing off the plate, now 2-1. Valentino Fisk so far today, 1 for 2 with a base hit his last time up and a ground out to second in his first plate appearance. Here comes the 2-1 from Wood. Fisk fouls it away again. Count now even. We did have Brody Bugera warming up in the bottom of the 5th for the Aviators. It appears for the time being he will not be warming up, but we will see if that changes come the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball that is fouled away by Fisk. A good amount of power, but definitely a little bit too far to the right. As well, for those just joining us, it is Frazier now behind the dish. Tarbett at second. and Civi in left for Minerva. As well, earlier on in the ballgame, Maverick Burchett came into the ballgame to play right field in place of Colton Almasy. 2-2 the count on Fisk still after another good foul attempt. Braden Wood looking for strikeout number 5. Unable to get it there as he misses just a bit too low. Count now full. Definitely a good miss. Almost surprised it wasn't called strike 3 on the corner. But either way, here comes the payoff pitch. Another foul tip. A good amount of contact behind it, so not really a tip, but either way, a good amount of foul contact from Valentino Fisk. He has battled in this at-bat for the Aviators, but Braden Wood still trying to win it for Minerva. And he will have a chance to do it himself. It is a pitcher fielding play for out number 1. A good snag from Wood. He didn't really have to move much to get the ball, but obviously a lot could have gone wrong in the process. He just made the simple play, kept his head down, and did his job. 1 up, 1 down. And now Cam Jones will step back into the batter's box for the Aviators. After Jones, we will see Ben Craig once again. First pitch from Wood to Jones is cut at and missed from the first baseman. 0-1 the count. Wood has done a good job attacking the outskirts of the zone, going more outside with his deliveries. This time the breaking ball stays in and misses. Count even. Cam Jones reached on an error his first time up and then struck out swinging his last time. The 1-1 is foul to right side. That has been a common theme throughout the ball game from the Aviators. A lot of foul contact into opposite field. One, two, the count on Jones. Wood sets and fires. And it will miss outside the zone and low. Count even. Jones looking to be patient, but at the same time, he knows that if it's close, he has to offer. Alliance not necessarily comfortable with a 2-0 lead. If they can get this to 4-0, I feel like they would be a lot more comfortable with their advantage. It is strike 3, and the tag will confirm. Braden Wood now 5 punch-outs on the afternoon. 2 up, 2 down to begin the 6th. And now Ben Craig steps back in. A very successful second at-bat of the game in which he hit an RBI single, but reached third by just being heads up on the base path. That's all he had to do. On 2 throws, he advanced 2 bases. First pitch, a beautiful breaking ball from Wood. Hits the zone. 0-1 the count. Braden Wood has really settled into this ball game nicely. He has put those runs allowed in the back of his mind and has pitched some really good baseball. Now 0-2 on Craig. For the Lions in the bottom of the 6th, it is 2, 3, and 4 due up. A big 0-2 upcoming for Minerva. They need this strike. Unable to get it as it misses upstairs. A good take from Craig and a very good miss from Braden Wood. It was definitely close to the zone, but the umpire rules just a bit upstairs. Here comes now the 1-2. Craig lines it left side and foul. A big zip over toward the Aviator faithful. That is one way to thank your fans for making the trip to see you play. Some lucky fan will be sent home with a souvenir, it appears, as well. 1-2 the count. Here comes the pitch from Wood. Misses off the plate once again. Count now even. A very good battle from Craig, who was once down 0-2. Count now even after a few foul balls. Can he win the battle? Wood trying to do the same after a hot start. There's strike 3 looking on Craig. A beautiful breaking ball retires the side. Once again, Braden Wood provides for Minerva. 6 punch outs on the day. This one may be the most beautiful. The dip, it's perfect. And the moment it comes in, Craig knows exactly what was coming. You can just see his reaction. He knew it was strike 3, and so did Minerva's defense. Middle of 6 here in Minerva, Ohio. Alliance still hanging on to a 2-0 lead. A great game being played here at Minerva Middle School. 2-0 Alliance on top in this EBC clash. For those just joining us, we had a rain delay that postponed the start time from 5 to 5:30 p.m. But since then, we have been able to play the game with no interruptions. And if the skies were to open one final time, then this would still be a complete game. The rule is 4.5 complete if the home team is winning, 5 if the home team is losing. We have our 5 innings in the books, but it looks like we will be able to finish this entire ball game. 3 balls in a row to Driggers as he is 0 for 2 on the day, but he is on his way to reaching for the first time. Here comes the 3-0, and it is a 4-pitch walk that gets away now from Davis on the 4th pitch. Good hustle down the line by Driggers as he is trying to take an extra base off of Davis, but he is unable to do so. And now Braden Wood will step back into the box. 0 for 2 on the day, and we will see a mound visit for the Aviators. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bugera getting warm or actually just coming in. And we will see a pitching change. Given the assistant coming out, I thought it was just going to be a mound visit, but Brody Bugera, who warmed up for maybe a minute or two, is coming on to pitch for the Aviators. Valentino Fisk's day is done. No runs allowed quite yet. That could change if the runner at first, Driggers, does score. But now the Aviators are going to trust in Brody Bugera, the junior, with a 3.41 ERA to get the job done. Bottom of 6 here at Carl Michael Field. Alliance still up 2-0, but that could change really quick. Minerva looking for a spirited late game comeback when we return. Brody Bugera all warmed up and ready to go for the Aviators. We will have a steal attempt on the first pitch. Davis's throw is not in time. Excellent speed from Driggers as he is now in scoring position for Minerva. But it is a first pitch strike to Wood. The pitcher trying to help his defensive cause with some offense. Bugera fires, and it is well upstairs, but a good snag from Davis keeps it close. Count even. Brody Bugera has had some good outings this year, But the thing that he is known for is the first time around the order, he is at his best. So if he has to go more than 9 batters, he will be pulled most likely. A beautiful hit down the left field line by Wood. They will send the runner. It's an RBI single for Braden Wood. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-run ball game. Welcome back, Minerva. What a cut by Braden Wood. It hugs that left field line to perfection. Bugera leaves it in a good spot, and the rest is a solid textbook swing. Wood, he is the tying run. He stands at first. But you can say the most difficult run to get is your first, and Minerva, finally in the bottom of the 6th inning, find theirs. All still to play for. And as I mentioned last time out, that run will be accredited to Valentino Fisk, so his shutout is now negated. Now it is Brennan Barnes, the shortstop, stepping in. He's batting .351 on the year, entering play tonight, so we will see how he hits here. The pitch will miss off the plate, now 1-1. But this is a big time to move runners along the base path. And if you are Minerva, seeing 9-1 and 2 due up, you do not want it to get to 3 in the next inning. If you get the Aviators in order and it's a tie ball game, you have pretty much all you need to make run number 3 happen and to win the game. But they need number 2 first. Now 1-2 the count on Barnes as he fouls that one away. After the shortstop, it goes to Lane Tarbett, the left fielder. But unfortunately, if history repeats itself, this would be the 1-run loss that Minerva has grown accustomed to in EBC play this year. In their 4 EBC losses, 2 of them were by 3 runs, the other 2 by 1. So this would be not only a massive win if Minerva gets it, but a great way for them to break that cycle. Here comes the 1-2. It is skied into the outfield. Getting underneath it and making the catch is White for out number 1. A very necessary out number 1 for the Aviator defense.
Now batting, number 34, second base, Lane.
And now Lane Tarbett will step in for the Lions. Could we see some small ball here? I think if we were going to see the bunting game, we would have seen it started already, but you never know. Now with 1 out, you might just give an opportunity to Frazier and say, runner in scoring position, make something happen. Runner goes, it's outside, the throwdown is not in time. And now on the come off, it is in time. Braden Wood just slid right past the bag. Uh-oh, the voice just went. It appears in the process of, I don't even know what happened. The voice went temporarily. Either way, that's out number 2. Wood just overslid the bag. First pitch is off the plate. 1-0 the counts on Tarbett. And off the plate once again. 3-0 now the counts. Tarbett trying to get on with 2 down. A big spot for Minerva, still looking for their tying run. And now it is strike 1 called. Bugera, a good get-right pitch. He needs a little bit more. Here comes the 3-1. Popped and out of play, and now we are full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. But 1 throwdown makes a world of difference. Bo Davis, the throw initially wasn't in time, but in the end, on the reestablishments, after he slid off, the tag was there. Here's the payoff. Popped up left side. It could be playable. Reese, he gets underneath it and makes the catch, and the side is retired. A great snag by Reese in foul territory, and that will conclude the 6th. Minerva finds 1, but still they have work to do. 1 inning left to go in this EBC clash. Alliance 2, Minerva 1, your score on SmeeSports. A tight EBC affair on hand. 2-1 your score in favor of the Alliance Aviators. We do have a new pitcher. It is Devin Driggers coming over from third. He will now pitch as Braden Wood takes his spot over at the hot corner. And in other news, for the time being, my voice has returned. I think I just choked on my own spit or something along those lines. So we apologize for a technical difficulty. That's not really a technical difficulty, but more of a personal difficulty. I don't even really know how to describe that or how to react in that kind of situation, but I just hope it stays because that was painful. That was really bad. 1-0 the count on Cam Burton as we are back underway for the top of the 7th inning. Now 2-0 as Driggers still is trying to locate the zone. Burton so far today 1 for 2 with a ground out and a double to his name. Driggers sets and fires. Now 3-0. Burton looking to take a 4-pitch walk and then from there use his speed on the base path. The task for the Aviators right now is simple. Use your speed, get a run across, get insurance, and win the game that way. And that will help their cause. It's a 4-pitch walk to get us underway. Cam Burton just good patience in the box as Driggers is still looking to find his spot in the zone. Now we go back to the top of the Aviator order with Alliance up by 1, but definitely looking to make it 2 or 3. Burton a very good lead over at first base. Driggers doesn't even look back. It's a throw down here. It's on the money, but the tag comes just too late on the one-hopper. Burton had one heck of a jump, any less, and it would have been a throw out from Frazier, but nonetheless, he is now in scoring position. Brady White's job becomes that much more easy, but still it's a lot more easily said than done. 2 balls in a row, 2 White. Driggers just needs a strike. We could see what happens on the base path with Burton, as if we keep seeing balls, there's no reason for him to get aggressive, but that is strike number 1. How aggressive does he get? Does he try and create a run himself, or does he stay put? Both options are definitely plausible given the scenario, but I think he will stay put until White puts the ball in play. And he won't have to wait long. It is popped shallowly into right center. It is down Burton. He will be sent. The relay home is not in time. The throw to 2 is not in time. White, he will stay at second base after thinking about it, but the insurance run has scored. It's an RBI base hit for Brady White. Make it 3-1 Alliance. A beautiful bloop single into right center. Cam Burton, he hustles all the way around. He will slide in and confirm the insurance run for A-Town. Now Fisk will step in with a runner in scoring position. Still a prime opportunity for the Aviators to do more damage. Driggers fires. First pitch is a strike to D'Lo. 0-1 the count. For the Lions in the home half of the 7th, it is Frazier, Kendall, and Civi due up. 0-1 on Fisk. He will pop it up right side and caught for out number 1. He didn't even go down the baseline. So now he's stepping back in the box. I guess he called time. Something happened because he swung. It's in fair territory, and he is stepping back in the box. What is happening? No official explanation given. We will look for that in between the frames, but he popped out in fair territory. Runner took advantage and left. It had to have been a balk. That's the only explanation, and I think that is what we are going to go with. A good block by Frazier behind the dish. And now everything is in a bit of disarray. So I believe now the count is 1-1. Nobody really knows. Here's the pitch. Now 1-2. But just a very weird sequence. If it was a balk, it wasn't really clearly outlined. It just kind of happened. But with a 1-2 count, Driggers one pitch away from getting out number one. Chopped right back to him. The runner will stay put at third. They throw to one, and the runner still stays. You get the out. White stays at third. Minerva very pleased with that at-bat. That is about as good as it could have gone. And now Bo Davis steps in. 1 for 3 on the day. But knowing the power of Bo, it just takes one pitch getting away from a pitcher, and he changes the game. First pitch well out of the zone and scooped up by Frazier. A good block. Ball one called. After Davis, it will go to Lincoln Reese. Davis just trying to get yet another insurance run on the board for the Aviators. And it looks like he might. Instead, he chops it over towards third. The throw to one's in time. The throw home, not in time. Brady White beats the tag, and Bo Davis' out is not in vain. Make it 4-1 Alliance. A bang-bang play at the plate. Davis, he gets rung up at first. A great throw across the diamond. There's the for sure out at one. The throw home. I think he just got underneath that. Great base running from Brady White. And Alliance has more than enough insurance. Minerva down by 3. They will look to try and take something out of the bottom of the 7th. But Alliance, they have left their mark late. A team that when their back is against the wall, they know how to make a play just like that. And this is going to be one of the best EBC wins of their season. They needed this one. They knew that heading in. And if they can confirm it, they will sit at 5-2 in conference play. 1-1 the count on Reese, who so far today is 0 for 2 with a walk in his last plate appearance. Driggers coming set, fires the 1-1. It is cranked deep to left field, still going back, and it will stay in play. It is just off the wall. The absolutely longest possible double for Lincoln Reese. Usually when you double, you're happy, but he has to feel so hard done by right now. I mean, you can see on your screen a couple of inches away from clearing the wall, but Reese gets denied, and I think he is wishing that we could go back to the storms of 4 o'clock that would have blown that ball over the pavilion and then some. Either way, it's a double for Lincoln Reese, putting him in scoring position for Charlie Eakey. Eakey pops it up, and it will go out of play. 0-1 the count. But Lincoln Reese, talk about uncorking out of baseball. I feel like you have to say that was 315, which if that was over to opposite field, that's gone. One strike on Eakey. Driggers coming set, fires, misses off the plate. Count now even. Once again, it's Frazier, Kendall, and Civi due up in the bottom of the 7th for Minerva. Here comes the 1-1. Eakey hits it right center field, and Dunbar lays out, but he is unable to grab it. It will be an RBI single for Charlie Eakey, and the Aviator run parade continues. Make it 5-1. Another good swing. The Aviator bats finally come alive in the top of the 7th inning. Just perfectly in right center field. But you have to give credit to Julian Dunbar there. He laid out. He did everything he could have. Unlucky not to get it. He has hustled all day. That is not the first ball that he has laid out for. He has been a warrior, the one and only senior on this team, and he sure plays like it and leads by example. And now Valentino Fisk steps back into the box, this time as the designated hitter, not the pitcher. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Bounces into Frazier, and he is able to keep it close. Now 2-0 the count. I would assume that Brody Bugera would close this game out for the Aviators. If not him, expect to see Cam Burton come in from right. Here's the 2-0. Now 2-1, a good get right from the pitcher. Either way, Minerva, they have battled hard in this game. This has been a very good game from them. There's just a couple of things that going into tomorrow they need to clean up. And if they do, they have a really good shot of making tomorrow a good day to be a Lion. For the time being, 2-1 the count on Fisk. Here's the pitch. Hit right center field once again, and it bloops over the second fielder. The throw to 3, it gets by, and Iki, he will stay put. And into second base is Valentino Fisk. Still a hit. That is now the third in a row. Just blooped it over the second fielder, or the second baseman, if you will. It was a good spot to find, but still a good effort. That was Tarbett over there at second trying to make the play. But Alliance, they have just been able to find their spots a lot better. 2 runners in scoring position now for Cam Jones. First pitch to Jones upstairs, 1-0. And if you are Alliance, the pressure has definitely been taken off heading into the home half of the inning. In the meantime, we will have a substitution. Cade Blatt will be on to pinch run for Valentino Fisk. It looks like Coach Graffis is going to go with his speed on the base path. And Blatt, that could be another guy that we see come in to close out this game on the mound. Or at first, as he has done a few times this season. Piped up the middle by Cam Jones. It's at least an RBI single. Make it a 2 RBI single for Cam Jones. Not the first time he's done that this year. Make it 7-1 A-Town. The insurance came as expected. Cam Jones, yet another good piece. It's up the gut this time. 4 hits in a row, 3 singles in a row, and 1 double for the Aviators. And they now lead by 6. Now Ben Craig will step in the box. 1 on, 2 down. Can the hit parade continue? First pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count. Craig so far on the day, 1 for 3 with an RBI single in his second at-bat. But the Aviators, a great job in this frame, plating 5. They wanted at least 1, but they do more than that. This is the team that we have seen all year, and this is the team that is telling Division III, look out, you will see us in districts and potentially regionals. Just a bit inside on that offering from Driggers as it almost meets Craig in the face. 3-0. And now time has been called by Frazier to go and talk to his pitcher. That's the right decision. Obviously, it is tough for him right now, but there's nothing that he can do about the Aviators putting the ball in good spots. That is not on him. I think the words of encouragement are, let's just get out of this inning, let's play some catch, and let's focus on the next one. 3 balls, no strikes on Craig. Cam Burton looking to get back in the box as he led off this inning a while ago. And there is strike 1 and a bat flip from Ben Craig. Just a bit too early from Ben on the walk. Coach Graffis, he is having some laughs down at third base. He enjoyed that one. 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over towards short, and the throw to 2 is in time. Ben Craig a little bit overzealous in the box, thinking he had his walk. Instead, he grounds out to end the inning. But not before the Aviators are able to plate 5. Minerva needs 6 to tie, 7 to win when we return. This is OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. Minerva looking to make a valiant last stand, down 7-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. This is OHSAA Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. First pitch from Bugera is chopped to Reese, and the throw 2-1 is in time. One pitch, one down to begin the final half inning of play. A good play from Lincoln Reese, who has been everywhere defensively this afternoon/evening for the Aviators. And as we are almost at 7:30, this marks about the 2-hour mark in this contest. Bugera's second pitch of the inning finds the zone. 0-1 the count on Candle. So far, the first baseman 0 for 1 with a pop out, but he has reached ones via a walk. Now 0-2 the count as he fouls that one down the left field line. After Candle, it will go to Jason Civey, the catcher, now left fielder for Minerva, and he will be their last line of offense. That pitch just a bit outside from Bugera, now 1-2. Valentino Fisk, assuming the result holds, will walk away with the win in this one. Here's the 1-2, swing and a drop third, but Davis gets the tag down immediately. 2 up, 2 down, and the Aviators can sound their final countdown. That is strikeout number 1 on the afternoon for Brody Bugera. That is strikeout number 4 combined with Valentino Fisk's efforts on the mound beforehand. First pitch of this at-bat is upstairs to Civey. 1-0 the count. Once again, these two teams will do battle tomorrow afternoon in Alliance. 5 p.m. first pitch. We will not be broadcasting that contest as I will have the call for the OAC Women's Lacrosse semifinals game over at Cara Stadium on the campus of Mount Union. 2 balls, no strikes, the count on Civey. If he is able to get on, things would then turn to Maverick Burchett, the sophomore. Fouled away by Civey. Strike 1. Bugera just trying to simply get out of this inning. Not too many more pitches. Based on the way that he has pitched in this one, I don't think he will be available until Saturday at the earliest. So the Marlington series next week will be the most likely next appearance of Bugera. 3-1 now the count. Brody setting up and delivering. Fouled into the backstop, so the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bugera, a chance to close things out with a strikeout on a full count. Here comes the payoff from Bugera. Swing and a miss. The Aviators take down Minerva by a final of 7-1, spurred on by a powerful finish. 5 runs scoring in the top of the 7th, and a game that was thought to never be possible has been completed. Storms 3 hours ago made this one look like a far cry from happening, but here we are. Somehow, in some way, we got it done. Your player of the game today, it is an Aviator. We will look at the box score to try and figure out who deserves those honors. A lot of guys really do so, but there's nothing that really separates anybody on this list. We will give it, though, to Cam Burton. He has some good base running and also had the first big hit of the game, which was a double back in the 3rd inning. Thank you again to Minerva for hosting us. They are one of our favorite teams. That is not one of our quote-unquote teams that we cover to see. So always good to see the Lions on the channel, and we will hope to see them a lot going into next year. And speaking of next year, that will be the most likely time that you see us next in the Alliance area. Our final game potentially could be on May 14th as Alliance hosts CVCA for baseball. But as of right now, that game is a question mark on if we are doing it or not. If not, it has been a pleasure to cover Alliance and Marlington athletics on behalf of Channel 1022 this year. Still 3 more years left to go in college, so expect coverage each and every year of those schools, and hopefully some more in the area, hoping to expand, potentially get some Carrollton, some Minerva, some more EBC content on the channel. We have grown a lot this year, and that is due in large part to our fan base from out here in Stark County and the Alliance area. So if you're at home watching from one of those areas, give yourself a little round of applause. If you're not watching from one of those areas, do so as well. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in today and bearing with us as the time of this game did change. But that will do it from Minerva. Our next broadcast, it will be in May 1st in Hunting Valley as University School host Holy Name in a baseball clash. I have been Nathan Smee saying so long from Minerva's Carl Michael Field. This has been OHSAA Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Have a good night, everybody, and we will see you again on Thursday. Hopefully not in a monsoon, but let's be real, it will be pouring down rain.